What's good, everybody? It's your man, the myth, the legend, the voice, bringing you this week's timeout. This is where we take a step back and assess the game of life, looking to God for strategies to bring us true success. This week's thought: desperate. 12 of the 32 teams in the NFL have never won the Super Bowl, the big game. There are 4 franchises that have never even been to the Super Bowl. I feel for those fan bases because they're loyal to their team. They come season after season hoping to see a change, and yet it hasn't quite happened yet. The quarterback is the cornerstone of the team. Without a good quarterback, it's really hard for you to have success. The Carolina Panthers, they desperately want to turn their franchise around. They've been to the Super Bowl a couple times. Back in the early 2000s with the whole wardrobe malfunction deal, as well as in 2015 when they faced off against my beloved Broncos. In order to turn things around, they got really desperate this year. They had the number 9 pick, but they traded that to Chicago for the number 1 pick overall and selected Bryce Young from the University of Alabama. But they didn't just give up the number 9 pick in this year's draft. They also gave up the number 61 pick, as well as their number 1 pick next year, their number 2 pick the following year, and their star wideout, DJ Moore. I mean, they said the future is now. We are giving up everything that we can in order to get what we need so that we can win. They were desperate to make a change, and we'll soon find out if the sellout that they did in 2023 results in getting a franchise QB. Puts me in the mind of the man at the pool of Bethesda. He was in this condition for 38 years. Think about that. Being crippled for 38 years, having to depend on the kindness of others for 38 years, hoping, wishing, desiring a change for nearly 4 decades. And we don't know how long he was at the pool. Was he there for the past 4 years, past decade? We just don't know. We know that he was there at the pool of Bethesda, waiting patiently for the water to be troubled by the angel that God dispatched. And we know that him being there, that water was troubled a number of times. How many times did he fail to make it in? Because he was still crippled, so he hadn't got in there. How many times did he fall short? How many times did someone push him or knock him to the side, step on him, or even pull him back for the opportunity to get their healing? And what really hurt him in all of this, when Jesus asked him, did he want to be healed? First thing out of his mouth was, I'm alone. I don't have any help. I don't have anyone to put me into the water when they're troubled. And being alone is not good. As a matter of fact, it's the first thing that God said was not good, was for man to be alone. Even in the face of all this opposition, he did not give up hope. He would not give up hope. He stayed there and tried time and time again because he was desperate to see things turn in his life. How desperate are we for God to change our lives? Think about it. We talk a lot of times about things that we need to do differently. I need to eat better. I need to exercise. I need to go back to school. I need to fill in the blank. But how desperate are we to really see those changes take place in our lives? See, many of us stay in the situations that we're in because we aren't desperate enough. The pain and the sacrifice that it would take to change, we deem to be greater than just continuing on in our state. And what a sad position for us to be in, to rather suffer the pain of staying the same versus sacrificing to get to be whole and healthy. Even if we are willing to sell out, to sacrifice, to do all of those things, desperate acts alone won't bring about the kind of change that we really need. To have lifelong, impactful change, we've got to have Jesus. He is the answer to all things that we need. He even gives us the things that we want as well. And we think we know what we need, but we don't really know. Jesus does, though. And he knows how to bring about those changes in our life if we simply surrender to him. See, he is the chief cornerstone. All change that's needed in our lives is founded upon him. The man at the pool sought what God could give there when he sent the angels to trouble the water. But he got what he needed when he met the one who dispatched those angels. So here's the play. If you're desperately seeking a change, a true change in your life, then seek the face of God. Everything that you need is in him. Don't look for him to just change your condition. Rather, build a relationship with him and let him change your heart, your soul, and your mind. It's your man, the myth, the legend, the voice with this week's Time Out. All right, time to get back in the game of life. Until next week, ready, break.